So let us solve the problem, the solution. As they have asked us to calculate the value of the firm first. To calculate the value of the firm, the formula is V is equal to what? V is equal to S plus D, wherein S is equal to market value of share and D is equal to market value of debentures. So to calculate the value of the firm, you require value of the share and value of the debentures. We have different situations to calculate here. We have A, B, C. We have 3 financial plans. So we can go by the tabular form of calculation. So let me insert 4 columns. I need one for particulars and one for okay. So here we are going to have particulars calculations we will have. We have a situation of no debt here. And in the second situation, we have a debt of how many lakhs? 4 lakhs. And next we have a debt of 6 lakhs. So we know the value of the firm is to be calculated with the market value of the share and market value of the debenture. So to calculate the value of the firm, you require market value of the share. So first we are going to calculate the market value of the share. That is yes. Why? Because the market value of share is not given, whereas the market value of debentures are given. So let us calculate the market value of the share. So how do you calculate the market value of the share? Do you remember the formula? How do you calculate the market value of the share? Anybody who remembers the formula? Market value of the share is equal to, that is S is equal to, anybody who can give me the formula? S is equal to amount available to equity shareholders divided by cost of equity. Nobody remembers the formula? Can I get a reply?
Yes, ma'am.
So market value of share is equal to amount available to equity shares divided by KE. So what is your amount available to equity shareholders? Amount available to equity shareholders, that is calculation of amount available to equity shareholders. So for which you have to take first what? The net operating income minus. So net operating income is said to be how much? So we need it in all the 3 cases. So NOI in all the cases remains the same. The EBIT remains the same. 2 lakh as given in the question. 2 lakhs is the net operating income. Net operating income minus less what? Less what? I expect a reply to all this from few students. Less interest rate. In the first situation, we don't have any interest rate. Do we have any debentures? If you have debentures, you're going to have interest. So in the first case, we don't have interest. Coming to the next case, we have an interest of at 4 lakh debentures, we have an interest of how much?
11%.
11%.
Please read the question properly. That is the equity capitalization rate. This is equity capitalization rate. If the firm uses no debt, it is 10% equity capitalization rate. Look into the last line. 4 lakh debentures can be raised at 5%. This is the rate of interest. It's 5% here, and at 6 lakh debt, it is said to be 6% interest. Please read and understand the question properly. Equity capitalization rate, if the firm uses no debt, is 10%. If the firm uses 4 lakh, the equity capitalization rate is 11%. Is that what you understand when you read this? Can I get a reply?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please do reply. So, and in the last line, they have given, assume that rupees 4 lakh debentures can be raised at 5% rate of interest, whereas rupees 6 lakh debentures can be raised at 6% rate of interest. So for 4 lakh, 5% is the rate, and for 6 lakh, 6% is the rate. This is the equity capitalization rate, that is KE. This is KD. Okay, so how much is the interest here? 4 lakh into 5%.
20,000.
I want a reply, please. 6 lakh into 6%.
36,000.
36,000. So listen, we are calculating the amount available to the equity shareholders. You take NOI minus interest. You are going to get your amount available to equity shareholders. So in the first situation, we have, there is no change in the amount available. 2 lakh minus 20,000 is 1 lakh 80,000. And then we have 1 lakh 64,000. So you have calculated your amount available to equity shareholder. Now you want cost of equity. Cost of equity is already given. KE is already given. Yes or no? Yes or no, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Your KE is nothing but cost of equity or equity capitalization rate. I repeat again, cost of equity is known as equity capitalization rate also. So cost of equity, where do you get? It is already given. The equity capitalization rate or cost of equity is already given. It's 10%, 11%, and 13% respectively. 10%, 11%, and 13% respectively. So to calculate the value of the share, we require amount available to equity shareholders and cost of equity. Amount available to equity shareholders we calculated because amount available to equity shareholders is equal to NOI minus interest. That's what we have done. We have taken NOI, that's your EBIT, minus interest, you get your amount available to equity shareholders. Now the cost of equity is also available. So you can calculate your S now. So S is equal to, S is nothing but your market value of shares. That is yes. I hope you are following. So market value of S is equal to what? Amount available to equity shareholders divided by cost of equity. You have your amount available to equity shareholders, you have your KE below. So you get 2 lakh divided by 10%. 2 lakh
20 lakh
divided by 10%. So how much you're getting?
20 lakhs.
Rupees 20 lakhs is the value of the firm. In the second scenario, you have 1,80,000 divided by 11% is equal to rupees
16 lakh.
16 lakh
36,000.
16 lakh
36,363.
363. And the last plan, it is 1,64,000 divided by 13% is equal to rupees 12 lakh
61,538.
538. So we have calculated the market value of shares. To calculate the value of the firm, what do you require? Market value of debenture. So now let's take market value of debentures or debt. So that's your D. So what's your market value of D? In the first case, you don't have any debt. The second case, you have 4 lakh debt. And in the last case, you have 6 lakh debt. So now you can calculate your V. That's your value of the firm. That's going to be V. V is equal to what? S plus D. S is here, D is here. So you're calculating the value of them. So S plus D, 20 lakh plus 0 would give you 20 lakh. 16 lakh, 36,363 plus 4 lakh.
20 lakhs 36,363.
20 lakhs 36,363. And coming to the last plan, as per the last plan, you have 12 lakh 61,538 plus 6 lakh.
18 lakhs 61,538.
570.
538.
38. So we have calculated the value of the firm. To calculate the value of the firm, we must have value of the share, which was not given in the question. So we have already calculated the value of the share. So we are done with calculation of value of the firm and the value of share. Now you need to calculate the overall capitalization rate or the average cost of capital we are supposed to calculate. So calculation of, let me take the table again. Calculation of overall or average cost of capital. So how do you calculate the average cost of capital? The formula is as follows. Formula is equal to earnings divided by value of the firm. Remember, earnings is not the value of the firm, or earnings is not the amount available to equity shareholders. It is the EBIT or net operating income divided by the value of the firm. Did you understand this? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So now we have the earnings. How much is the earnings given in the problem? We have the net operating
2
income
lakh.
as 2 lakhs. We have the total value of the firm as well. Now we are calculating the average cost of capital. Hence, this would be multiplied by 100 because always the rate is expressed as a percentage only. Right? So now we are going to calculate the overall cost of capital or average cost of capital. So you have your earnings as 2 lakhs in the first case divided by the total value of the firm is 20 lakhs into 100.
10%.
10%
Into 100 equal to
20.
how much
10%.
It is
10%.
10%. Now next we have, what is the income? Earnings is same 2 lakhs divided by the value of the firm we have just now calculated 20 lakhs 36,363. into 100 equal to, rate is
9.8.
9.8%. Now coming to the last plan, we have 2 lakhs as your earnings divided by the value of the firm is 18,61,538 into 100. This will give us, the rate is said to be
10.7.
0.74%. 4%.
7.74%. So we have different capital structures here. In the first situation, we don't have equity. We don't have debt. The second situation, we have a debt of 4 lakh with 5% interest, and in the third plan we have a debt of 6 lakh with 6%. Now, what does your traditional approach says that the mix of debt and equity capital can increase the value of the firm by reducing the overall cost of capital up to a certain level of debt. Okay, we will analyze this now with this problem. If you look into here, the overall cost of capital, what you have calculated here is 10%, 9.8% and 10.74%. The value of the firm is more in this case, in the second plan, where you have, what is the amount of debentures? You have 4 lakh debentures. When your capital structure is having 4 lakh debentures, the value of the firm is more when compared to the other plans. Am I making sense? The value of the firm increases only up to a certain level of debt. Why? Because the capital, the capital structure above this or lower this would actually increase your overall cost of capital or average cost of capital. This is what they said. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Let us see. In this case, the value of the firm is more and the rate of interest is said to be, overall cost of capital is 9.8%. When there is no debt, the value of the firm is 20 lakh, and you see the value of the firm has come down and the rate of overall cost of capital or the average cost of capital is increased. In another situation, you have 6 lakh debt. You have 6 lakh debt. Your total value of the firm decreases and the overall cost of capital is increasing. That means if you are having a minimum of 4 or 5 lakh debentures, 4 lakh debentures in your capital, you can increase the value of the firm. And how can you increase the value of the firm? Because your overall cost of capital is coming down. Did you understand? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So what would be the comment? So it is clear from the above calculation that if debt of rupees 4 lakh is used, the value of the firm increases. Yes or no? The value of the firm increases. Yes or no? And the overall cost of capital is increasing or decreasing?
Decreasing.
Is decreasing. Overall cost of capital decreases. If more debt is used in place of equity, the value of the firm decreases and the overall cost of cost of capital increases. Hence, proved traditional approach. Yes, students, have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.